Well, welcome everybody once again to the Teaching of the Inner Christ, our Sunday celebration on February 11th, 2024. And this is for our audience that's joining us and the audience that will be watching us in the future. We are exploring freeing love's lead today. And I'd like to let you know that the Teaching of the Inner Christ is a love-based, non-denominational teaching that that teaches with everyone who would like to know how to make contact with that center of divinity, which we call the inner Christ. And we support that contact with and teaching self-authority and how to use that contact with a full curriculum of classes from inner sensitivity all the way to ministerialship. And all that information is found at the Teaching of the Inner Christ website at teachingoftheinnerchrist.org with more information about our teaching. I'd like to tell you a few announcements that are happening at the Teaching of the Inner Christ International Center in El Cajon, which is in the San Diego region. First off, I'll let you know that we do have live Sunday services at our El Cajon International Center. And next Sunday on February 18th, our leader teacher, Inner Christ Counselor Jennifer Allen Prather will be talking on embracing love here and now. If you want to learn about embracing love here and now, tune in, or go to see if you can go to our center. And also at the end of the month, the last Sunday of the month on February 25th, Reverend Marianne Kelley will be back letting us letting go and letting love and going deeper into that. Oh, if for graduates of inner sensitivity training, which is our basic course, if you have graduated from that course, we invite you to join us for our Prayer Therapy 1 course, which will be 12 Tuesdays beginning February 13th. That's this week. That's this Tuesday through April 30th at 11 a.m. At Pacific Standard Time. And this is done in person and also Zoom meetings. And we have Reverend Marianne Kelley here. Reverend Marianne, would you tell us just a little bit about the Prayer Therapy 1 class?
Yes, we learn about prayer, a little bit about prayer. We learn the formulas and how to do it in inner sensitivity training. What we do in Prayer Therapy 1 is go more in depth on how to pray for ourselves, and it prepares us for loving ourselves. And we'll talk more about that later. But it's learning how to pray more in depth for ourselves and for our needs and our desires, and also how to discern what those are. So we invite you to join us in that. And then we have a Prayer Therapy 2, which is a prerequisite, and it has other prerequisites as well. But that one teaches you how to pray for others, and it's a preparation for perhaps becoming a prayer therapist. So it's one of the classes in the line of classes that take us to in ministerial, if you so choose. If you want to do that.
Yes, one step at a time.
Exactly.
Thank you,
Precisely.
Reverend Marianne.
You're welcome.
So if you're interested in any of those things, certainly contact the Teaching of the Inner Christ at teachingoftheinnerchrist.org to get more information. One of the things we love to do at TIC is have a little music and sing. And on our Zoom format, we are all going to have an opportunity to sing in a group song. Oh, I have one more thing to tell you. The slide tells me to tell you, do not forget that we have a spiritual celebration coming up. I'm sorry, it is a spiritual celebration. It is our annual retreat, Peace Within Us. And this is a wonderful 4-day event this summer. June 13th starts on a Thursday through Sunday, June 16th. And it's a time when our Teaching of the Inner Christ family gets together, filled with workshops, with wonderful, deep experiences. Of course, it's all going to be around the theme of peace within us. And if if you'd like to find more information about that, look at the registration, please go to teachingoftheinnerchrist.org, and you could do /spiritual-retreat.html. Or if you just go to the main webpage, you'll see a button that tells you all about it. And this truly is a really 4 days vegetarian meals at glorious Vina del Lestanac Retreat Center in Temecula. It's gorgeous. It is beautiful. The food is wonderful. And you can't beat the company or the experience. So please look at our website for more information about that upcoming event. Okay, well, now we can sing. So please be mute, sing out loud, and the words will be on the screen.
In the morning of my life, I shall look to the sunrise. At a moment in my life when the world is new, and the blessing I shall ask is that God will grant me to be brave and strong and true, and to fill the world with love my whole life through, and to fill the world with love, and to fill the world with love, and to fill the world with love my whole life through. In the noontime of my life, I shall look to the sunshine. At a moment in my life when the sky is blue, and the blessing I shall ask will remain unchanging, to be brave and strong and true, and to fill the world with love my whole life through, and to fill the world with love, and to fill the world with love, and to fill the world with love my whole life In the evening of my life, I shall look to the sunset. At a moment in my life when the night is June, and the question I shall ask only God can answer: was I brave and strong and true? Did I fill the world with love my whole life through? Did I fill the world with love? Did I fill the world with love? Did I fill the world with love my whole life through? Did I fill the world with love?
I love that song. And if you didn't know it and you didn't feel comfortable singing it, I hope you enjoyed the presentation of it. It's from the heart for sure. Fill the world with love. We have an inspirational reading today. And it comes from the Pink Book, Christ of the New Age. And the Pink Books, there are several books, are a compilation of channelings from a group of anonymous adults. They are the Brotherhood of the Followers of the Present Jesus. And these are channeled messages from Jesus through that group. And this is from page 38 of Christ of the New Age. The universe is all flowing and continually changing. Instead of clinging or holding on to any experience, go on to the next one, for it is better and contains more joy and more love. By doing this, you grow. If you stay in one place too long, you become stationary. You were not meant to be stationary. You are meant to flow. Flowing does not mean being pushed around. It means not resisting your growth. Often you may resist your own growth by clinging to past habits and experiences. Release them, and your growth to better and higher things will be easier for you. Resist not evil, and it will not resist you. Our speaker today is the president of our corporation, the Teaching of the Inner Christ. She is the pastor to the International Center of Teaching of the Inner Christ, and she also takes care of the outreach ministry program which we have, making sure that to contact and make classes and make things available to people outside of the local area of our center. She has been she has stepped up in love, and I find her very brave, courageous, and so willing to do what's asked to her from within in regards to our beautiful teaching. And she's here today to speak on freeing love to lead. Please welcome Reverend Marianne Kelley.
Well, thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Catherine. And I'd like to say to everyone here, my love goes out to each and every one of you, and thank you for coming. So, first of all, how can we know what is love lead? How can we know what it is? In meditating on love, I heard my source speaking in my soul, and this is what they said. If you would know love, look to your feeling nature. When you feel joy, that is love. When you feel peace, that is love. When you feel contentment, that is love. When you feel excitement in what you're doing, that is love. When you feel compassion, that is love. When you feel one with nature, that is love. When we feel the presence of the very essence of our being, we feel the love that our I am presence, our Christ selves, our soul self, and the many, many teachers that we receive from the spiritual realm, and know that that is our true self, when we feel that. And It all begins with knowing and accepting our divine nature and our connection with all that is and all that will ever be. There is no separation between us and the divine. We were created in the image and likeness of the Creator, of the cosmic consciousness. And what could it create with us out of? It had to be out of its own consciousness. And why would it do that? It would do that so that it could express and feel different things. And that's why we are here, to express, to allow spirit to express through this physical body. It is all one. And that source, that consciousness is love. But then we might say, well, what about all the seeming appearances of world strife? What about all the homeless and all those kinds of things that are going on? Well, I'd like to share a quote from Emmett Fox that says, there is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer, no disease that enough love will not heal, no door that enough love will not open. It makes no difference how deep set the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, or how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. It is only, if only you could have enough love, you would be the happiest and most powerful being in the whole wide world. So we always have choices to make in life, and there are no mistakes. I'm here to tell you that there's no such thing as mistake. I feel that there's only research showing us what we can change and that we can change our mind by changing our mind so that we can experience something more deeply related to our true desires. Everything happens exactly as it must so that we can learn more about our love nature. Have you ever noticed when you do your spiritual mind treatment that Catherine was talking about earlier today? That is to say, when we pray, have you ever noticed that everything unlike what we're praying for shows up? Now, what is that about? What is that about? Well, I think it's our higher nature showing us what more needs to be healed within us. For everything we see out in the outer world is just a reflection of what we are on the inside. And maybe sometimes we don't want to even look at that. So that's why it shows up, so that we can see. We cannot heal what we cannot see. So we need to see what it is. And remember, as our source began by saying, let there be light, and there was light. So too, we have the power in our own little world, in our own sphere of action, to speak our word for what it is we want to experience, to think the thoughts. And remember, it was interesting that Paul told us that we were to pray unceasingly, when in fact every thought is a prayer, every word is a prayer, and every action is a prayer. So we're always praying unceasingly, no matter what. Take a look at what we are praying for, that for which we are praying, what we speak, what we do, what we think. Wow. It takes a lot to be able to accept the responsibility for all of that. But that's what we do. That's called love. We do that. What it means is that we have another chance when it shows up. Something shows up that's unlike what we want. Another chance to heal another facet of ourselves. And so what's been hidden is revealed. What is revealed can be healed. Remember that. If we seem to need help in that, well, guess what? We can call upon our I am presence. We can call upon our Christ selves. We can call upon our soul nature. And the soul nature is our doorway, is the doorway. And it's not a doorway, it's a portico through which we connect with our other higher selves. And what our higher selves are our true nature relating on a higher vibration. That's more refined vibration. It's not higher, it's more refined. There is no high or low in spirit. There's only more refined. And at this level of our being, we are at the most solid. But yeah, the more refined we go to our mind, that's a little bit more refined. We go to our subconscious mind, and that's more refined. And then we connect with our soul self and spirit. So that's what I'm talking about. And in there are Christ teachers. There's Jesus the Christ, our brother. And there's Babaji, he can act as a protector. And there's a plethora of facets of ourselves in the more refined essence. Remember that we are one with all of these. And by calling upon the aspect of ourselves, we can receive inspiration. We can change our minds about what's going on. And we can recreate the experience simply by changing our mind. If, on the other hand, we're looking outside of ourselves, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. No one else can give us love. Not our parents, not a lover, not a friend, not a child. We must find it within ourselves. That's where it resides. It's within ourselves. What we can do when we love ourselves is we can then share that love with those in our world. Because that is our true essence. And actually, in truth, it's their true essence too. When we look through the eyes of love, we see what God has made. And we know we can share that with others. And as we do, we bring love in our sphere of action and in our sphere of influence. That's where it begins. We can do that. That's our part in the creative process. And I remember back when I was going through a divorce, and I felt compelled to withhold my emotions toward my husband. At that time, I convinced myself that I no longer had feelings for him, though at times he seemed to harass me about that. Later in our lives, we seemed to resolve that, and we came to understanding each other a little bit better. And through that mutual understanding and respect, we had a different kind of love. And what I realized is love is fluid. It continues to grow in ever increasing ways, in different ways. And I realized that our time together had completed its process, and that the love that was still there could be expressed, although I didn't at the time. But as we grew in age and understanding and of each other, we grew to have a mutual respect and a love of a different kind. And I can tell you from a certainty that I was not prepared for the depth of that love until I was at his funeral, and it just burst out. So love never dies. It can change form, just like everything else. Just like we will do when we pass from this physical body. We're not dying. We're shedding the bodies so it can go back to regenerate the earth, and we're moving on to the next expression, whatever that is. So it's easier for me these days to share love with those I encounter, because I have a love for myself and a respect for myself that I perhaps didn't have in those days. And as a result, the joy I experience in this living life right now has a greater meaning to me. My morning meditations are usually about inspiration and guidance for the coming day. When I do my prayer treatments, I greet the day with the affirmation, love goes before me and prepares my way to a more loving experience. And if you'd like to say that with me, I'll say it again. Love goes before me and prepares my way to a more loving experience. Yeah. And the Love Scriptures Pink Book, Love Answers All, the channeled messages from Jesus, as Catherine was telling us earlier, through the brotherhood of the followers of the present Jesus. On page 1, he tells us, listen with your mind, dear ones, for there is no other way to attune to God's love, to God's word, than to listen to your mind. And that was what we call meditation. Listen, listen, listen. And on page 3 of that same publication, somewhere in your consciousness, you are aware of the Christhood of everyone you meet. Get that? Everyone we meet. I ask you to accept, come into every part of your consciousness. See the Christ in every person, no matter what the appearances or what the situation. Accept this on your own, on your higher level. I ask you to feel it and know it in every level. And he says further, fear not, for I walk with you day and night. This is our brother Jesus. I am beside you, guiding you, feeding you power. And that power is love power. Feeding you spiritual light and lifting you in all that you do. You You feed spiritual power everywhere you go. Get this. This is a wonderful thing that we can share with our world. When you are one in the Christ consciousness, you walk freely in clarity of mind, in command of your faculties. You are a Christ. You are a living Christ. Bring this consciousness into your world. Meditate and on knowledge, and meditate, and knowledge will come to you. Nothing is to remain hidden. Open yourself to receive knowledge from Spirit, and it will be given to you. Yes. You may not be aware of the power of your thoughts, that your thoughts have when you send out love to others. Learn to give it freely. This power, this love power, give it freely. In your giving, you open your acceptance to receive greater power. Trust your openness to let God's spiritual power flow through you. For this is God's way of changing the world into a spiritual heaven on earth. This is what we can have. And this is how we free love to lead. By following our higher wisdom and remembering Jesus, when he walked on the earth, commanded us to this way. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. For this is the first great commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Of these two commandments, on these two commandments hang the law and the prophets. And what that presupposes is that we first love ourselves. And so I say to you, follow your inner guidance. Love yourself first, and then you can love. Let it lead you where it will. And you will always be in the perfect state of the process of unfolding your greater perfection. And remember the promise, perfection everywhere now. So thank you, wonderful God, in all of us, for the knowing that we are indeed one in love, and freeing love to lead us daily. So it is, so we let it be. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Reverend Mary Ann. Such an inspiring talk, and I took notes. I'm just very inspired, and those beautiful readings. Thank you for bringing that for us. If to those of you that are with us that are watching, if you have found any value in or inspiration in our service today, we would very much welcome your support, not only with your presence, but also through any love donations that you feel comfortable in giving. We welcome your donations, and you can go to the teachingoftheinnerchrist.org. It's there on the website, teachingoftheinnerchrist.org. There's a little donation button you can press, or you could also mail any donations or tithes to the Teaching of the Inner Christ at 114 North 2nd Street in El Cajon, California, 92021. And thank you so much for being here. Please join me in the blessing, the blessing of our abundance, the blessing of our offering of good into the world. And I love to put my hands on my heart and just feel it. You can say this with me out loud. I share love as I share my finances with Teaching of the Inner Christ to promote its health and joy and love worldwide. And thank you, wonderful God, so it is. We've been talking a lot about prayer in our service today, our celebration today. And we use a particular form of prayer. It's a spiritual mind treatment. And it's recognizing God, unifying with God, claiming the good, giving thanksgiving, and then releasing it. And so if you have any desires, any issues, any situations that you would like prayer support, if anything about which you have been inspired today, perhaps you'd like to have a feeling of more love and being led by love, you can hold that in your heart and we will pray on it together. Right now, I speak this prayer for all of us here. This is a prayer treatment for all of us here for the fulfillment of our heart's true desires. We know that God is the source of all. God is the creator of all good. God is all powerful. God is omnipresent. God is divine love, and God expresses itself through all creation. I am one with God, the source of all. I am one with the creator of all good. I am one with all power. I am one with God's omnipresence. I am one with divine love. I am one with God as all creation. And I claim for all of us here the fulfillment of our heart's true desires. I now accept for all of us here the fulfillment of heart's true desires, of God's desires for us, working through us now. We know that any error beliefs, any fears, any false appearances are now healed, forgiven, and released and let go. And in the vacuum they leave is the fulfillment of our heart's true desires manifested. I am thankful. We give thanks for the fulfillment of our heart's true desires that are manifesting right now. Trusting completely in the universal law of attraction to respond. I release, I let go, and let God within me do the rest. Thank you, wonderful God, in all of us. And so it is. And so it is. Big breaths, and let's prepare now for a glorious experience of meditation and inner communion. And to lead us in that with beautiful music background, I bring you Reverend Marianne Kelley. We are pausing just a moment as we get some very
Meditation
nice music.
Yeah.
Very nice music is coming up
Yes.
to this. So Marianne, would you like?
Well, I'll go ahead and begin the meditation. So if we'd like to relax in our chairs, feet flat on the floor, hands open and receptive in our laps. Closing our eyes if we choose. We can feel our body as we breathe in and breathe out. We can breathe in any tension that might be residing in our bodies as we seek any, breathing it in and breathing it out and releasing it and allowing our body, our feet and our legs and our abdomen and our spine and our stomach area and our chest all relax. And as that relaxation spreads across our shoulders, we release any seeming burdens that we may have been carrying, and our shoulders just relax in perfect love and harmony. And that relaxation travels down our arms and to our wrists and our hands and our fingers. We can feel a relaxation as it settles into our throat and into our face and into our scalp and our hair follicles. We feel it all relax. And as we do that, we can relax our conscious mind by putting the busy thoughts on the shelf for a few moments. And as we turn on the healing light of truth in our subconscious mind, any shadow doubts or fears, concerns of any kind, are dissipated, released, and let go. And in their place is a fertile soil waiting to receive the inspiration that we receive today as we call upon our I am presence, our Christ selves, our wonderful many guides and teachers. Call upon our soul nature to know that we are connected. And as we call upon them, we can feel the signals that they give us that are our safeguards in knowing that we are totally safe in this wonderful meditation as we go into the silence and feel how we in our personal lives can let love lead us. As we feel our inner presence, we say, thank you, wonderful God within me, for the knowing that we are one with each other. We are one in the Word. And we thank you, wonderful God, for this knowing and for this feeling in our soul's nature, in our very essence. And as we go out, we share this with our world. And so we bring this back into our subconscious mind and plant it like seeds in a garden. We know that it goes before us and brings into fruition the love that we are seeking and that we share with others. We bring it back into our conscious mind and begin to see each person we meet, each person we see, each animal we see as an essence, as a true Christed being on earth, whether it be human, whether it be feathered, whether it be fish, whether it be animal, whether it be the stones beneath our feet, whether it be the water that we drink and becomes a part of us again. All of this is the love nature that we are, and we're bringing it back into our conscious mind and into our physical body as we breathe in this deep peace, breathing it in and breathing that out to our world. Breathing in this love, breathing it in and breathing that out to our world. And breathing in the joy of being a living Christ, breathing it in, breathing it out to our world, coming fully awake, alert, aware, ready to continue our day and saying, I am in control and I am in love. So it is. So we let it be. Amen.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Marianne. That was so refreshing.
Thank you.
What was that affirmation again? I am.
The affirmation?
Well, I want to hear what you said.
What
What
I
did
said,
you just said? I
what,
am
oh,
in.
I am awake, alert, and aware and ready to continue my day is usually what I say, but I think I said something different this morning. I'll have to
Well,
look at
that's
it a little
okay.
bit.
It passed us. It passed. It's what you just said, but I took it to heart. I just wanted to hear it again, and I think my spirit knows what it is.
Your spirit
We
does.
will. So let's go on with our affirmation of the day. I know Hillary had just flashed that up to us. She'll bring that back up for us.
Oh,
Affirmation of the week, actually. If you'd like to hold your hands on your heart, I invite everyone, make sure that you're on mute, and we'll say this all out loud together. Love goes before me and clears the way. I am a mind and body of non-resistance to love's perfect guidance. Thank you, wonderful God. Well, I'd like to thank all of you. Thank you all for joining us today in this celebration. And thank you, Reverend Mary Ann, for your sharing, for your thoughts, and for your inspiration of love's, let's see, what was our title here? Freeing Love to Lead. Really, really wonderful. And thank you, Hillary Becker, who is the behind the scenes person today, who has been really helping us with our program today. And we thank you. And now we are going to go and sing our closing song, Love is the Hour, Love is the Only Power. And I believe we have music, but we'll just have to kind of sing it. We'll see if Hillary's going to sing that for us. And then we will have a benediction, and we may have a little time to talk. So getting ready for our closing song, Love is the Only Power. And I do want to remind everybody that to take advantage of the prayer support that's available through you to the teaching of the inner Christ. And you can, if you are able to contact, if you have Reverend Mary Ann Kelley's direct information, you can always contact her, but also through our website, teachingoftheinnerchrist.org. And that's
also if you're local to San Diego, you can also call a prayer person here in San Diego, which is Jennifer Allen Prather. She's a leader, teacher, inner Christ counselor, and she leads the prayer circle here in San Diego. And the phone number here is 619-447-7007 if you'd like to contact her and even discuss your prayer with her. She's very good.
all right. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Here it goes. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, oh, love. How the circle grows. Peace is the only power. Peace is the only way. Hey, peace, peace, oh, peace. Now the circle grows. Not sure what happened to the music. Joy
is the only
power.
power.
Joy is the only way. Joy, joy, oh, joy. How the planet glows. Yay, it grows and grows and grows.
Thank you, Hillary, for bringing that out. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Reverend Marianne, do you have a benediction for us?
I do. Let us go out this week and see through the eyes of the Christ within us, see everyone as a living Christ, and see through the eyes of the Christ love. Recognize that everyone is a part of who we are, and we are all connected. And for this we give thanks. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Amen. Well, I invite everyone to open their mics to say hello.
Yes. Yes, and thank you, Ann Del Amo, for the music. Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.